This is Eryri, where epic comes in many forms. 9 mountain ranges, coastline for miles, acres of dense forest. Millions are drawn to this part of North Wales every year. But this is a wild landscape.
Hello!
Where the best day of your life can quickly become the worst.
Police emergency, how can I help?
There's a little boy trapped in the mountain.
And when a call for help comes in, the busiest network of rescue agencies in the country must join forces.
How did you get here?
Professionals and volunteers, side by side.
Keep going.
Each team bringing vital skills and local knowledge.
Helicopter inbound.
Of how to save a life in a landscape like no other.
2 casualties from life-changing injuries.
Life is good when people help each other.
Snowdonia is wild, mountainous, absolutely beautiful.
But this landscape holds hidden dangers that can push Eryri search and rescue teams to their limit.
Definitely get an adrenaline rush, yes. And then I immediately start thinking, what do I need to think about here? What are the potential injuries or complications that I'm going to come across?
This motor thing. Oh, hi there. We've got someone, we're on the walk and someone's fallen and we can't really move him. He was on a bit of a steep bit of the path. It was a bit slippy.
A 57-year-old hiker called Andrew has fallen down a near vertical ravine in dense woodland in South Eryri and can't walk. North Wales Police use their messaging system SARCall to let all the agencies know a call-out is underway. First to answer the alert are Jim and Hayley, the team's doctor.
Okay, we need to get there quickly. Okay, bye.
When the job came in, I did feel a surge of adrenaline. The message was multiple trauma. This guy is sick, get there as fast as you can.
This is it. So, could an ambulance get down here?
This particular rescue was in a woodland area, so not up a mountain, as most people might expect for mountain rescue, but fairly low down within a forest, on some steep ground near a riverbank.
The injured man is too far from the road for an ambulance to get to him.
Oh, this is going to be a fun stretcher carry, isn't it? Ooh.
So the mountain rescue team will need to carry him out. But first, they have to find him.
Right, there's a footpath there.
GPS data puts the casualty's location near a river, Avon Teigl.
Hello? Hello? Mountain Rescue here? Where did you cross the river?
They find one of the casualty's relatives, but they're on the wrong side of the river, and there's no safe crossing point. It means retracing their steps, which will cost them precious time.
You worry about how long they've been there. The more time that passes with multiple traumatic injuries, and they're exposed to the elements and the cold, you worry that they may have a worse outcome if we don't get them out quickly.
Hiya, Mav. We've scouted down the footpath, but it's completely impassable. We need to go further down the road. We're just doing that now. We're just back in Jim's car. Okay, bye.
Is this it? This path here?
This is it.
There he is.
Ah, there he is. Good, they're on it.
The injured man's brother has come up to the roadside to meet them.
Okay,
So we seem to have slid down quite
away.
a slope, and then there's a bit of a drop at the end, and that's
Right.
where the tree is. So
Graham, do you want to show us the way? We've got a full team mobilising at the moment. So, I mean, what we're going to do is assess him, and we'll obviously need to stretcher him out of the trees here. It's very slippery today, isn't it? It's pretty treacherous, actually. I mean, I'll be with you in 1 second, OK? Hello, I'm Hayley, I'm the team doctor. Up here. I can see where he fell. OK, and how far did he travel? All the way down to that tree down there, beyond that. And he's managed to walk himself up here. Yeah. OK. Thank you.
couldn't stop, so I just kept rolling.
They'd been out walking that morning through the woods along a riverbank, and he slipped on a very narrow, rocky and muddy path, and he fell approximately 7 or 8 metres down a vertical drop and hit a tree at the bottom.
Right. What hurts?
My ribs, like, if I can't really breathe without it hurting.
Thankfully, he was awake and talking to me, but he looked pale. He looked in a lot of pain. We worry about the possibility of internal bleeding in somebody who's fallen from a significant height. So that was always in the back of my mind. What other injuries are there here that I can't see?
We'll assume that you've possibly injured your spine, OK, given that how far the fall was. I think a helicopter would be a good idea, yes, because of the spinal pain.
Yes, helicopter from a suitable location is preferable. We've got a mechanism of fall of 8 to 10 metres, and we've got possible spinal injury and pelvic injury.
The Coast Guard helicopter is going to be the quickest way to get Andrew to hospital. But it won't be able to land in such a densely wooded area. The team have to carry him to a better landing site.
What our plan is to get a team down here. They're just up at the road head, OK? We're going to need to stretcher you out of here. The thing is, we need to load you with pain relief before we move you.
The priority was pain relief and a rapid evacuation.
So, 2-person check. Morphine sulfate.
Yes.
Yeah.
10 milligrams.
10 milligrams in 1 ml.
Yep.
Mountain Rescue are blessed to be able to carry morphine and give it to casualties on the hill. You know, it's a very strong painkiller that you only get in hospital.
With Andrew's pain managed, the second rescue team arrive, armed with a stretcher, to get him out of the forest.
1, 2, 3, lift.
The location was really difficult. It was at least half a kilometre into deep woodland. We have a steep slope that we now need to get him up. So we put a rope system on the top of the stretcher and attached the rope to a tree at the very top of this difficult path. The priority became ensuring that the stretcher was safe.
We're going to look to move you now, OK?
Ready, ready, ready.
It can be hard work lifting a stretcher, normally, let alone on very slippery rocks.
Good. Slowly, slowly. Take more, Kev. Small steps. Well done, folks.
His only way out was with the Mountain Rescue Service. We were his only hope.
From the pathway, I could hear the helicopter. I realised the situation was more serious than I perhaps thought.
Andrew, you all right? Yeah? The helicopter's just landed in a field. OK, it's going to stay loud.
The rescuers told me to just keep my eyes shut because of the wind and the debris that could come from the rotor blades.
Yeah. I'm the doctor. Hi. What have we got then? So this is Andrew, 57. He's fallen approximately 8 to 10 metres down a very steep bank into a tree.
It's great when a helicopter comes, because we know that that casualty is going to get to definitive care in hospital very quickly. That's really important in trauma cases.
Andrew is safely handed over to the helicopter paramedics, and after a short flight, it's over to the A&E team at Ysbyty Gwynedd in Bangor.
We got a phone call from search and rescue helicopter telling us that Andrew had a fall and that they were a bit concerned about some injuries that he had to his abdomen and his pelvis and his chest. We have a team of doctors and nurses on standby to make a thorough assessment to start with and to get things organised like blood tests and CT scans.
Andrew had broken ribs and had fractured his vertebrae in the fall.
When I was discharged from hospital, the doctors said it would be about 2 to 3 months for the recovery. About halfway through now and getting stronger day by day.
I felt a sense of pride that the rescue had gone well. Our team had worked fantastically together on that day.
I can't conceive of how I would have gotten out of there without the help of the rescuers.
It was lovely to get somebody in need out of an awful situation and on to hospital where they would be cared for.
No matter how familiar rescuers are with Eryri's landscape, a sudden change in conditions can add extra challenges to the area's most notorious spots. A Grebe Bigog, or Bristly Ridge, is one route which lives up to its name.
It's a very striking place, very steep on all sides, like a mini alpine ridge that goes up and down little spikes. Because it's so steep and exciting, if you get lost or if you take a fall, the consequences can be quite serious.
In the Glyderau Mountains, a hiker is stuck on a Grebe Bigog, one of the main routes up Glyder Fach. He's suffering with anxiety after a bank of fog descended on the ridge. The rescue party heads out to the casualty's last known location.
He'd gone up into the sort of steep, very exposed part of the ridge, and he'd got to a point where he didn't feel like he could climb down anymore. He was stuck.
I would guess, got a bit frightened with the mist. It's probably a bit slippy up there, actually, a bit slimy.
In Bristly Ridge, it's quite difficult sometimes to pinpoint exactly where this person is.
And today's foggy conditions are making that even harder.
Where do you reckon he is?
So the highest tower, then come down.
Yeah.
Next tower on the right-hand side of it.
So the middle tower?
Middle tower.
On the right-hand
right,
side.
Yeah. Oh, is that an orange bivvy bag on there? Second pinnacle. Just below cloud base. Yeah. First pinnacle to the right. Yeah. There's orange on the right-hand side.
It's just a flash of orange to the right of the top, some teeth.
Oh, got it, all right on the top. Base 208, yeah, we've definitely got him sighted. We've got a man on the middle pinnacle in a bivvy bag, just with his head out. Over.
The casualty's bright orange survival bag gives the team something to aim for. But the weather is deteriorating, so the team must get up to him fast before he's lost in the fog.
Have to make a decision. Do we start right at the bottom of the ridge, or shall we cut up onto it? And what we did on that day is we cut up a little sneaky gully to get onto it, which is a bit quicker.
So it's very steep and loose here, so we're just putting helmets on and getting the gear on, and then we'll just have the rope ready, so if we need to use it, we can just pull it out of the bag quickly.
If we get to the top, you cut along to go this right, and you come down that way, and then you're into Cwmtrwyn, and that's a lot nicer than the Bristly Squeeze. Poor visibility slows everything down. If it's already bad weather, it's cold, it's wet, it's windy, you want to try and keep moving and try and keep things going, not only for the person who's being rescued, but for the team.
Nearly 3 hours since the frightened casualty first called for help.
We're just making contact with the casualty now, over.
Affirmative.
He's finally under the care of the rescue team.
The top of the hills were in cloud. He was about 700, 800 metres above sea level. When we got to within a few hundred metres, we were able to see him.
What we're going to do, just give you a rope for security, just going down here. It's just a bit slippy.
Yeah, Huggy Base, yeah, we now have the calves with a helmet and a rope on them, and we're now going to descend the way that we came up over.
It's difficult to read people because some people will say they're okay when they're a lot more scared or concerned than they want to show. Obviously, if somebody's called you out, you're pretty sure they were worried enough to make that call.
If you feel really unstable, let me know. I'm sort of assuming you feel okay-ish. Yeah.
We actually put him on a short rope, so essentially was able to get him to climb back down the way he'd come, using this rope just to make sure this guy didn't slip or stumble on his journey down.
So you just got to wait for me to come down this little bit as well. If you guys, I'm just going to lay that rope over there like that.
Keep going, a bit more, you're burning rock, a bit more. There you are, that's it, great. Just down behind you, there's things down there, brilliant, and you've got a series of steps in front of you. It's really important to look after people both emotionally as well as physically, and they're not too traumatised by being stuck or injured or whatever has happened to them. Yeah, keep coming down, follow the ridge, don't come towards the gully. Some people feel really embarrassed about calling out the rescue team, and nobody wants that. Essentially, we've all got a learning curve. You just need to make sure you survive your learning curve.
With a volunteer rescue force, you never know which rescuer will be available to attend the call-out. So team members must be willing to muck in with whatever needs doing when they arrive.
Whoever turns up at base, there's always a job, there's always something to do. It's not just about being on the hill. It could be cooking the pizzas for when we come in at 3 in the morning, making the teas, using your binoculars from the car park, or being the driver to go and run the shuttles to pick people up.
And sometimes, old-fashioned communication and teamwork are more effective than high-tech solutions.
Tryfan is a really complex mountain. It's really easy to just accidentally go off in the wrong direction because the rock leads you off to one side or another.
A young lady going up the North Ridge of Trivan, tried to come back down because it was getting too hard, and has got herself stuck. Trivan Classic. She reckons she's over halfway down.
The team used GPS from the woman's phone to work out her approximate location, a system called Sarlock.
Sarlock showed her in North Gully, didn't it?
No, Sarlock put her here, between Nornor and North. Right. No, she's further over. She's in here.
But in Tryfan's deeply ridged and gully terrain, this technology can be unreliable. So team member Bob suggests a different approach.
Have we spotted her? You want me to take some binos out? We know what she's wearing. Black.
Black jacket, black shorts.
Base, this is 258, comms check. Over.
A small search party starts heading up the mountain. But if Bob can get an accurate sighting, it'll help them find the woman much faster.
The haze is making it so difficult to spot her. It's just so difficult to pick her out.
When you're trying to find somebody on the mountain, it's really useful to have many people playing all the different roles. Having communication with base, looking through binoculars from the ground, using eyes on the hill, all of those different things are super helpful.
With all dark clothing, it's just so difficult.
Bob is struggling in the hazy conditions. But the team have an idea that might help.
It's Kim again. Have you got something in your bag you could wave? What colour is it?
Base, roger.
Just getting out a blue jumper to wave. Over.
Ah, got her, yeah. There we go, right. Base 233, over.
Go ahead, Bob, over.
I have a visual, someone in black in the ground between North and Nornor Gully. The figure I'm looking at is waving what appears to be a dark blue object of some sort. Over.
Good old Bob.
Although modern technology is incredibly beneficial, still using your eyes and having many people is an extra tool when you're trying to really pinpoint people.
The rescue party now know the best route to take, but the woman is in a dangerous place.
Just at the top of North Gully, where the guy that said it's death down there. If you ask Mo, you might remember that one.
I remember.
Approximately in the same place, over.
This rescue was on very complex terrain, just to the right of North Gully, looking up at the mountain. We've rescued a number of people from in here.
Hello!
Now she has somehow got herself into a position, unless you're a climber, it's not going to be very nice getting to her.
So we just passed north. This is Little. She should be, if she's in the same place, she'd be around there somewhere.
Like,
hello!
Scene.
Yeah.
You got
it? Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, Bay.
Go ahead, Luca, over.
We have visual.
We're going to kit up on the Heather Terrace and then head on up. 258 out.
Heather Terrace looks like a sort of platform that runs along the side of Trivan. And it offers a sort of fairly amenable track in and out to some of these more complex routes.
The plan is to go over on this little sheep path and come in above her, because she's sort of in the middle of a funny rocky step, and then to send a rope down to her and back up again and probably bring her down this way.
Once we had got into North Gully, we were then able to call and hear her replies.
Are you warm enough? Yeah. Did you make it to the summit and back down? No? Oh well, something to come back for.
We're just rigging a quick system to get someone down to her, to secure her, and then help her come back up to where we are now, and we'll show her the way off.
Let them know that we're going live.
This first bit looks pretty slow, so just take the tight on, just go on you.
Because of the precarious position she was in, we just needed to secure her and then to get her around and down back to Heather Terrace.
Some nice bilberries here. Little snack.
Okay, Mo.
Okay.
We're ready to start scrambling out. We're going to go slightly left of where the rope's running at the moment, and take it from there. Great stuff. Nice.
Well done. Come right up to that little ledge for me, and then just stay there. Well, there's lots of ledges. We can invite you and show you a few more if you like. Great, come on up.
They're both outdoor instructors, so you're in good hands.
Now, the team must guide the woman back down the mountain.
When you're deciding on the rescue route, there are lots of factors to take into consideration. One is obviously the fastest route. How can I get there the quickest?
Into the bum slide.
Or the safest route. Safety always takes priority, obviously. We don't want to perhaps come directly underneath somebody if they're going to kick lots of rocks on us, for example.
Watch out for the loose stuff as you come up here, yeah?
That's why we have helmets.
And then if there's features that we can use to follow, if there's a ridge line or a fence line that helps us with our navigation.
You can actually see the erosion on the rock where it's a slightly different colour where everyone's been using it. So if you look for the bits of erosion, usually they're a good place to put your feet. Good stuff. Yeah, that's a good foot. Wide foot.
I think this particular rescue was a good result because of all the communications about where she was located. Got her up and off the mountain and back to base relatively swiftly. It's always a good outcome if somebody comes off the hill in one piece.